Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Kyle Henderson of BamaInsider.com checking in from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama on May 14th, 2019, as we continue our 19 for 19 series. Today, we're talking what should we expect from Alabama's freshman quarterbacks during the 2019 season and beyond. That would be Paul Tyson, the great-grandson of Bear Bryant, and Tua Tagovailoa, the younger brother of Tua Tagovailoa. Now, our 19 for 19 consists of 19 important questions concerning the 2019 season. And while Alabama already has their quarterback set for the 2019 season and returning quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, and probably the backup too, as Mac Jones looks to have solidified that number 2 spot, it's interesting to see these two young guns go at each other all season. The two did play each other twice during the season. That was pretty entertaining. One of the games is actually on ESPN, and now they're both at Alabama. So what is Alabama going to do with both of these quarterbacks moving forward? And do you think both could potentially redshirt this year? Do you think that one may redshirt? Do you think that Paul is a little bit behind Tua Tagovailoa? I think from looking at both quarterbacks during the springtime, they were both early enrollees at Alabama. I think what we saw was Tua Tagovailoa came a little bit, I wouldn't say more prepared than Paul, but I think he came in and it was easier to find his rhythm working with the wide receivers and the schematics. And that could be because he was having those midnight sessions with his brother. Now, I know the other quarterbacks attended those as well, but maybe just because of the continuity that he already has with Tua, that made it a little bit easier for him to transition from high school to college. Maybe it's the fact that Leah is the younger brother of Tua, and as you know, younger brothers are always going to have that chip on their shoulder, and they want to compete because the bar's already been set, and you want to go and jump over that bar. Whatever the older brother can do, I can do it better. And I think we see a lot of fire and a lot of passion coming from Leah. And I think, as you all know, he's certainly a baller. He's a guy that welcomes the competition. He made some good throws during the spring game. He was 6 for 9. 93 yards and a touchdown, threw that nice ball across his body to Jalen Waddle. And I think when you look on the future of Alabama football, that could be a very dangerous connection, right? Tua hooking up with Jalen Waddle downfield. Talk about an explosive duo. Now with Paul Tyson, he was just 5 of 8 during A-Day. He had an interception, which was returned for a touchdown. But I think watching him, and he arrived actually in December of 2018. He had good footwork. It looked like he was adjusting well. It looks like he has a big arm. It looks like he's a little bit more mobile than I thought he would be. He's a big kid too, 6'5", 220 pounds. So you have Leah, who's the dual threat. He's probably 5'10", if that. And then you have Paul Tyson, who's the pro-style quarterback. What's impressed me about Paul Tyson is he's just came to work and handled his business. You know, he could have had all the lights, all the buzz, and that's probably going to be around him his whole entire career, just considering that he's Bear Bryant's great-grandson. But it seems like he handles himself very well, even at the prep level. I think him and Leah both are very commendable young men, and I like the way that they both handle themselves at this early age. Now, things could change as we get moving forward, but for right now, I like that they both have their head on their shoulders. They're coming to work. They're willing to learn. They're willing to wait their place in the quarterback rotation. But there can only be one quarterback on the field. And right now, that is Tua Tagovailoa, who looks like he's completely polished and ready for the 2019 season. I know a lot of people are talking that Trevor Lawrence has surpassed Tua, and that may be up for debate because what Tua did during the season was phenomenal last year up until that national title game. Not taking anything away from Trevor Lawrence. We talked yesterday about the differences between Dabo Swinney and Nick Saban, and there's differences between Trevor Lawrence and Tua. But both of those guys super competitive. But as we look towards the future of Alabama football, another name that I think a lot of people are forgetting is Mac Jones. Mac Jones, for the past 2 seasons, he's balled out during A-Day. A lot of people don't like to take stock in A-Day because the ones are playing against the ones and the twos are against the twos. But I think year-over-year progression, Mac Jones is a player that has certainly continued to improve at Alabama. And sometimes it's the guy that nobody's talking about that rises up when you need him the most. And that could certainly be Mac Jones. But going back to Paul and Lia Tagovailoa, I'm curious to see how these two develop over the summertime and how much they've improved from the springtime into August, fall camp. Tyson, viewed as a very promising prospect. So is Leah. Both of them 4 stars. And I'm looking at Tony Tuscaloosa, who wrote the latest 19 for 19. I'm looking at the story, and this is an excerpt from the article. Tyson is also viewed as a promising prospect, listed at 6'5", 218 pounds. He's more of a pocket passer and was rated as the number 10 pro-style quarterback in this year's class. He posted a 19-5 record as a starter in high school, passing for more than 6,500 yards and 69 touchdowns with just 13 interceptions. Now, Tsoukalas also highlights Lia Tagovailoa at 5'11", 211 pounds. He comes into Alabama as the number 11 dual-threat quarterback in this year's class. During his high school, he rewrote Alabama's record books, becoming the only quarterback in state history to have at least 4 400-yard passing performances in his career. Last season, he led Thompson High School to a 7A state championship game, beating Tyson Hewitt Trustville in both of those meetings, as I talked earlier. If you want to read the complete story, go on over to BamaInsider.com. It's a premium story, but you can get free 30 days. The promo code at checkout is simply Roll Tide. I want to hear your thoughts on the quarterback situation with these freshmen. What do you think is going to happen going forward? Do you think that Paul Tyson is going to rise up and eventually lead Alabama to greatness? Do you think it's going to be Lia Tagovailoa that rises up and leads this team to greatness? Is it going to be one or the other? Is it going to be both of these guys moving forward? Is one going to surpass the other? Could one of these quarterbacks transfer out? I mean, I think it's really far-fetched to even think that Paul would transfer out of Alabama, right? I mean, is he locked in to Alabama regardless of what happens with the quarterback situation going forward? I don't know. Is Leah, he's got some big shoes to fulfill following his brother Tua. But, every man makes his own path. So I'm curious to hear in the comment box what you think is going to happen with Paul Tyson and Lia Tagovailoa going forward. You can read the complete article on BamaInsider.com. The article is titled, "What Should We Expect from Alabama's Freshman Quarterbacks?" My name is Kyle Henderson of BamaInsider.com. You can follow us on Twitter at Bama Insider, same on Facebook and Instagram. All the coverage back at BamaInsider.com. I'm coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I'll catch up with you guys next time. Be sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel as we continue to produce high-level content for you Alabama Crimson Tide football fans. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon right here on BamaInsider.com.